And guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another ESEA Intermediate cast for iNTACT eSports. I am one of your hosts, HawpT, and with me I
am Savage. Just gonna cut you off there, man. I'm ready to go.
Chemistry is a class that we did not take in high school, except I did, but I didn't learn anything.
I promise we don't cut each other that much during the cast. However, we do have iNTACT eSports versus Relentless eSports. So we are back on Inferno, the second Inferno map on ESEA Intermediate Season 26. And the next map we are going to be doing tonight will be Nuke as well. So
we'll take a short 5-minute break and then go straight into another match. And these are both VODs. I apologize we were not able to do them live, but we will be getting it started here. And let's jump straight into the pistol round.
So, we do have iNTACT on the CT side, Relentless on the T side.
Which, I forgot who won knife. I didn't really look at it, but either way, iNTACT CT side can be tough on this map. Absolutely. Relentless is going to have to find the holes in the defense. I've seen a lot of very T-sided halves coming out on this map. And we're getting right into the action here.
Yeah, K-Fed right up middle. He's going to peek quick toward the left side of mid. Headshot onto Enfo. Nice and fast. Kai, he'll be holding from balcony. Headshot quick onto point blank as well. That's a nice trade from them. 4 versus 4. Skull, headshot onto Delphiki on the wrap. Vikex, he's already pushing up Banana. Watch for that now. And we'll see 2 terrorists alive left here for Relentless and Skull. Quick cleanup. First round to iNTACT.
Nice easy pistol round. The terrorists only getting 1 entry means that they have a lot of players left that they still need to clear, and after the herd starts getting thinned out, they really just get swarmed by the remaining iNTACT players, and that's an easy pistol round. Great way to start off. They have the economy coming out, Kai on the M4. You do see a scout, which can be hit or miss, as one-shot guns often are. And it looks like he's going to be peeking down middle with that. A couple Kobe's coming in on either side. And the terrorists not moving fast towards anything, instead electing to move slow and try and make the counter-terrorists make the first mistake into the round.
But the terrorists do still have 1:30 left in the round, so they have a lot of time to work with. The Deagles are still strong, even at the close angles, so iNTACT, even though they are holding a little bit far back, it will be a little bit of a struggle for them against the full Deagle buy, I feel like, especially with the weapons they've chosen to buy. We do have this scout push down the lane. That will be really difficult to take if we do see the rotation come over from the B site. We do have 3 players from iNTACT toward A as well, so it looks like they do have the read coming out pretty well. Yeah, tag. First tag onto K-Fed. Enfo, quick cleanup with the scout. Point blank not able to find one. Headshot onto Enfo, and now 4 versus 4 to the T side as Imperius comes, catches one pushing through the archway. Headshot for him, but T side onto the B site. They only have to clear out the one at oranges here, and now they have site control. Imperius does find one before they're able to shut him off. Nice headshot for him, and Delphiki on 8 HP, point blank. He goes down quick to Kai, a headshot on the other side of the map. Imperius able to get him before the bomb goes down. Great play from him.
I think that iNTACT are lucky that Relentless wasn't able to get the bomb down in that round. Enfo was a little too aggressive towards the archway side, wound up fighting close range with 2 players when his primary gun is a scout. Not exactly what you want. Gave the terrorists the opportunity to try to wrap towards B with the other 2 players. Didn't work out for them. They weren't able to get the plant, and iNTACT moving up to 2, but some mistakes coming out early from iNTACT, costing them economically a little bit. They're going to be farming this round with the SMGs.
Yeah, 2-0, of course, to iNTACT, but MP9s don't do full damage against no armor, so we're probably going to see a little bit of economic impact here, as we do see no armor coming out for the T side. So Sway, he's going to push up. Let's see if he chooses to push through this smoke. We do see Skull on the other side. He's pushed up close on the balcony, but 4 players to the T side. They're going to try to go on wrap. Interesting play. Maybe try to peek Enfo here. He's been playing pretty backed off. He chooses to back off a little bit backwards this time instead of pushing forward to the arch side. Quick headshots, trades coming out. 2 versus 2, and actually another trade coming in for the T side. That's going to be 3 for them, and Relentless. They now have full control of the A site, M4, MP9, and a CZ left to play with, and this is a horrible retake for iNTACT here.
Inferno's going to be one of the hardest maps to retake on. K-Fed behind the box playing the headshot angle. Tapping away at the CZ. Finds one and finds two. That's 4 CZ kills coming out on Relentless's side. The second one, I believe, was falling off of the balcony out of apps. Spraying down the player in the close corner there in pit. And that is, I mean, they only bought pistols. I think they only had one player with any sort of armor. That is a terrible round to lose if you're intact. That should have been your farm round. But instead, we saw some players getting caught out in the open trying to peek what the terrorists they knew were on the rap side. And unfortunately for them, a couple nice headshots don't give you the opportunity to swivel and find that player and make the kill. So that's the way you lose those eco rounds.
And now we see a huge momentum swing for Relentless here if they're able to execute on this round. We see iNTACT, they're on a horrible buy. Armor coming out for them, so we do only see one SMG. Skull, he's able to pick up one, but trades coming out for Relentless. That's Sway with a headshot and K-Fed onto Skull. Now, 4 versus 3, that's favor to Relentless as we see both players from iNTACT on the rotation pinched on this rap side. And we'll see. We do still have one player toward B for iNTACT, and maybe the T side choosing to rotate the bomb back over. We do see the bomb going far up the B site. Delphiki, he's going to play entry here. He's peeking around, seeing if anybody's going to be in the car position, waiting for the flashes. Molotov execution coming out. Yeah, here's the full execute. Now, flashbangs coming out over the top for Relentless. They only have one player to deal with. Let's see if they're able to clear him out of the fountain position. Taking a little bit of time, but they are able to trade him out, and point blank finding the kill.
Yeah, and unfortunately, once again, these hard retakes coming in. I'm looking for iNTACT to save these weapons here. They have an op. That's a huge investment in the next round, and they don't necessarily know what angles these terrorist players are playing. So I think they're just looking for exits, and that's going to be a second round for Relentless. They they chose the right site to hit. VicX was alone with a CZ.
Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
The hard thing about Inferno, I think, is the retake scenario. If you're able to get the side as T side, if you're at a disadvantage on CT, you see a lot of times the CTs opt to just choose to back off and save. It really is difficult to... I mean, basically, either site that you're retaking on, you're going to be pinched off at horrible angles. Whether you're retaking from library, whether you're retaking from CT onto B site, it really is just horrible for the CT sides to try to retake.
And this puts them in the even more awkward situation of having to have 2 players with guns and 3 players on eco, 2 USPs even. This is one of the things. Is, do we try to buy up around this AWP? And the answer is no, so we're looking at a B stack instead. Info missing 1 shot into point blank. This is going to be some heavy contact in B.
Info, nice op shot coming out from him. Let's see if he can have more impact leading into the rest of this round, as he is one of the only players on iNTACT with a gun. But he does shut down the B aggression, so maybe the iNTACT players have the intel that they're going to be rotating toward the A site. They don't have any players anchored there now. They did have the B stack coming out. So let's see if they choose to save. They might actually choose to go for it with all 4 players. You do see that one did pick up an AK, Imperious, we'll watch for that, and Skull, he's on a Deagle as well, so might actually have a fair chance to retake if Enfo is able to chime in with another op shot here coming in to the A retake.
Yeah, he needs to go big here. Imperious on an AK means they do have the firepower to clear out some of these angles pretty well, but unfortunately the ump and the Deagle will not be as good at doing that. And I think we're seeing a save coming out again. We have 2 players on the B site. Kai is going to try to get some exits, but the op and the AK are staying safe, which I do like to call. They are going to be able to buy next round. They're going to be able to save more money, have a very, very nice buy. A lot of guns. There's one more. Oh, only an MP7. That's not exactly what you want. So Relentless moving up to 3. This all came off of the back of that just pistol buy coming out from them that turned the tide in the early part of this game. And let's check in on the scoreboard here.
We do have Kai on 6 kills. He's been good for iNTACT so far. The score's pretty spread for Relentless, actually. Most of them having 4 kills. The other ones on 0 and 1. But they've been entering really well. Delphiki, he's been first in a lot of times for Relentless, getting a lot of intel for them. And unfortunately, the economy looking pretty spread out for iNTACT as well. We see Enfo on 2700, an MP9 on Skull, and you know, they do have the full economy this round, so this is the round to win for them as we move in to round 6 here. In the intermediate ESEA season 26.
Fast apps control. I still have a player there. No players from iNTACT were challenging that. So map control with plenty of time in the round is a good recipe for terrorist success. The bomb's being grabbed, and there's no real effort to maintain any map control towards B. So it looks like they are going to be gearing up for this A hit here, fast and heavy. Lots of Molotovs and smokes. These players are going to have to get some nice flashes and maybe counter mollies to stop this push, or else they are going to be facing a hurtling wall of bodies that are alive with AKs.
But interesting, we see the bomb rotating over toward the B site. That's a banana, but we see the wrap play actually coming out from Relentless. That's a headshot for point blank. Another cleanup for him onto Imperius. Imperius is able to trade out 1. We have the 4 versus 3 to iNTACT. And now a little bit of a slow play coming out on the banana side as we do have point blank wrapping around. Perfect timing coming out from them. We see the perfect split as the Molotovs come out. The CT side players are rotating in, and now full control of the B bomb site to Relentless.
VicX almost could have made a huge dent into that round. He almost caught one player with an AK, and if he would have made that first kill, the second player had a grenade out. And it turned out that the player that threw the grenade ended up blocking off his retreat to site, and the CT players were able to get him before he can take cover and have a chance in that round. So almost making the timing there in the round to really make a huge impact, but it doesn't quite work out for him. Trades on point for Relentless as well. Those people that were swinging Arch did an excellent job of staying close together. A great first headshot onto the player by Library, and then the player in Arches easily traded on the terrorists. Very coordinated, and that's what you like to see. Just good classic trade CS, flying around those angles, working those guns.
Yeah, and the timing was really amazing from Relentless as they pushed the banana right as the Molotovs came out from the players that were pushing down banana. We had the CT players coming in and were able to fire on the player that was playing oranges, and just amazing timing coming in, perfect communication coming out from Relentless, and that's exactly what you want to see on the T side at this level of play. So we do have one player on a Mac 10, that's Sway. Let's see if he has any impact into this round economically. We do have 2 players from iNTACT with no armor, so we do have a little bit of aggression coming up from Banana, but Relentless has chosen to play these rounds a little bit slowly, even when they know that iNTACT is on eco.
Yeah, Sway sprinted all the way up to Car and Banana with the Mac 10 there, but no iNTACT players pushing, which is smart for them. They don't want to get caught out in a meat grinder and lose the round instantly. Give yourselves a chance. Let the terrorists make some mistakes. Flash is coming in on the B site here. Bomb is here. 2 other players. We will see. They're probably going to send this Mac 10 hurtling around the corner at any moment.
And we do see all of the players of Relentless stacked up toward the B side. It looks like the B hit will surely be coming in. Molotovs, flashbangs coming out. Heretic, he's blind. He's not actually going to be able to peek in, but we do have the AK entries. Delphiki, nice headshot to the player behind on the fountain. Sway, he's able to pick up 1 with the Mac 10. K-Fed through the smoke as well. And now Sway, he's going to push in with the Mac 10. Try to get the blind on, is able to find the last one onto Skull. That was a lot of money coming out for Sway with that Mac 10. He was able to get a lot of money. 10K on him, 13K on K-Fed. Wow, huge economy for Relentless.
Yeah, they're looking like they're going to have a very dominant T side. They've set themselves up economically to have a lot of rounds in a row where they're going to be full buying. We did see every player on Relentless got hit with at least 2 bullets last round, which means that unfortunately just the sprays through smoke and the trades and your first shot's not quite hitting heads, not capitalizing, not killing those players. Imperius pushing down, gets punished.
Enfo, he's able to pick up 1, but Heretic, he gets Skull right back. And now we have an advantage to the T side, but Kai, 2 huge headshots from him. That's going to bring iNTACT right back into the round. And 3-2, but 2 ops coming out for iNTACT. That's not exactly where you want to be in the 3 versus 2.
They might be able to swing that to their advantage. the one-shot kill means that you only have to hit one bullet to send this into a 3v1 and run away and hopefully get some help from your teammates.
This is a nice spread coming out from iNTACT. We have one player watching toward the arch side. We have one player at B, one player toward A. This is actually going to be very difficult for Relentless to catch any of these players off guard. We have great positioning. So, we do see the bomb coming toward Banana. It looks like they might be coming toward the B site. And that will be pressure toward iNTACT to capitalize.
Unfortunately, Enfo must have gotten some signal that he thought it was A. But here he comes, hurtling back to B. Oh! Collat from VicX. That's a way to get your third round on the board. There you go.
Wow. Unexpected as both players peek around and get wrecked real quick. Holy. That was crazy, man.
What am I talking about Enfo for?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But double op setup for iNTACT. We do see one FAMAS as well. So they do opt to do the double op setup as they are getting a little bit wrecked here on momentum as far as the economy goes. So interesting that they've chosen to do that, but they are able to pick up the last round. So maybe a beneficial thing for them.
And you see the terrorists. It looks like they like to take this app's aggression. You see a lot of utility being used, spamming the walls, taking that control on the map. They have 3 players around here on A that they need to find. And other than that, it's just the lurker towards B, the happy lurk. And we will see what they elect to do. These mollies mean that they're going to be entering in. Point blank finds the first one onto Skull.
And Kai, he'll have one down the lane of apartments. He'll find the headshot onto Sway. Rotates out, gets one on K-Fed as well. 2 nice headshots coming in for him. And now, the bomb still stuck all the way down middle, but they are bringing it up toward the A side, so it looks like they are going to continue to push into the vigilant A side of iNTACT.
The slowdown, if they have man disadvantage, they want to try and find a way to equalize the situation. They're going to use their remaining utility to do so. Going to have some players wrapping the archway side. Kai flashing over for his teammates. Delphiki, quick trades. And Kai from the pit position is to hold down this site against the last 2 players who are headed his way.
But he is alone, point blank. He's going to find Kai quick on the pit position. He knows he's playing there. Quick pre-fire from him. And this is going to be a really difficult retake for iNTACT. You see that point blank's already up in apartments. Heretic, he has a great position on site as well. A little bit of a one-way of the headshot angle for him. So VicX and Imperius are stuck on the other side. Smoke coming out, trying to find any way to move toward the A side. This is one of the most difficult positions to be in. Imperius able to find the headshot onto Heretic now. They still have point blank to deal with. They think he's in the apartments, but he's rotated all the way through Boiler. This is a great play from him. Headshot onto point blank, point blank onto Imperius and VicX. Wow. Great play from him. The rotation all the way through Boiler.
And he's able to catch the player that was looking for the app's position first, too. So the other player on the bomb can't flick up and hit the head. Great way to win a 1v2. Tricking them a little bit with your positioning and capitalizing by making some good shots. That's the 6th round for Relentless, and a round that they probably shouldn't have won. iNTACT not able to make the final trades necessary to secure the win in that round. You see a quick mid-aggression coming out from iNTACT.
But quick spray downs here from Relentless as they're able to find 4 fast. Wow, really quick round. 2 to Delphiki there at the end. And that's exactly what you expect from a quick mid-aggression play. I mean, terrorists are expecting it when they have 4 players toward B. What you gonna do?
Was that a round?
I don't know. That was really fast.
That was like quicker than freeze time. And we see a pause coming in, so we will have some time to slow down and digest.
So what do we think Imperius is saying here to iNTACT? You see that, you know, we have 7 rounds to Relentless. That is not typical at this point in the meta by the 10th round for the T's to have 7 on Inferno.
Well, and especially, I mean, look at the CTs winning pistol, and then this round chain right here that was started by that eco loss was
the momentum.
That's just so devastating.
The momentum change was huge right there.
Absolutely, and you see they haven't really been able to recover from it, and the hard reset coming in 2 rounds ago, this is just your worst nightmare as a CT. Your economy is already bad, and then hitting a little speed bump and just completely resets you. And they're in another hard position of it looks like they're going to eco again because the players sitting around 4K aren't confident in their ability to win the rounds without full rifles and utility.
Well, timings are so important on Inferno. Unless you have full utility, the way that Relentless has been playing, it's so important to have those late smokes and Molotovs because on the rounds the iNTACT has had, those are the rounds that they've been winning. When they're able to shut off and split those T's up, you know, with just a Molotov, split up the aggression onto one site, you know, when there's only 40 seconds left in the round, 30 seconds left in the round, it puts a lot of pressure on the T's to execute. And if you have that extra utility, it really helps out.
Yeah. And Relentless is making some mature plays, both with their utility and their timing. That last round, they slowed down after losing 2 on the initial hit, regrouped, decided on a plan of action, and then moved together. And that is probably the only way that they get the bomb down there and put their player in a position to win a 1v2 situation to get yourself a 7th round. Unpaused here, and we are going to be seeing awesome banks on the side of Relentless. They're looking like a bunch of fat Wall Street investors over there. Meanwhile, on iNTACT, we are skimping and saving and making sure we can buy into the next round. This is not a good recipe for your CT half. There's much work to be done on the T half already just to catch up in this game.
Yeah, I mean, even if you take the next round, this round as iNTACT, if you want to take 8 rounds, which KFed is going to make that not happen as he gets a quick headshot onto Kai. Even if you do take 8 rounds, or this round, you have to take another 5, and Relentless is going to be able to buy every single one of those rounds if you want to win this half. So, full utility coming out for Relentless still, but they are on low HP. Imperius, he's able to find 1, Sway, 2, Imperius and Enfo for him, and Delphiki. He's pushed up toward the B side, gets flashed, isn't able to find the one of VicX that's sitting there, but we do have one pushing up the banana. VicX, he's able to find 1 in banana, and Skull, he's able to clean up 1 with the scout. Sway finds VicX, and now the 1 versus 2. Skull, he has the scout. Oh, wow. Fast headshot.
I was just going to say, I was like, this is doable.
Yeah.
Both players tag.
too.
He has a scout. He's going to hit this Coffins guy. But then a fantastic pop flash comes in, and this is once again the utility for Relentless just being on point here. You saw those coordinated Molotovs getting the second oranges and new walks gone on B site there as they were coming around from CT, and yeah, just looking. They really just don't want to give iNTACT any advantages here, and they're making mature plays and not peeking angles until you get a pop flash. Like this is high level good classic CS. Should I say high level one more time? High level coming out.
Speaking of high level, VicX is found at a high level. Headshot through the smoke for Delphiki there. Kai, he is in the apartment. Skull is able to trade one. Now Kai as well. 2 for point blank though. That puts a 3 versus 2 advantage to the T side. And Imperius has to rotate all the way over from B. It looks like he might have already called the save as he turns around. Isn't really worried about rotating over toward the A site yet. But all the players are toward the A site for Relentless as they do have full control. And Delphiki, quick headshot onto Enfo, and the 1 versus 3. Surely it will be a save here for Imperius.
I certainly hope so. Their economy is pretty wrecked, and yeah, here comes the shift walk. The shift walk of shame away from the A-bomb site and hopefully to better pastures in the 12th round. Oh no, this is the 12th round.
This is the 12th round.
He's trying to make his way into the 13th round with a nice gun. A nice little M4A4, fully automatic, 30 bullets in the magazine.
No.
Brought to you by... who makes...
Johnson & Johnson?
Johnson. A family company.
Johnson, a family company.
We make M4s.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, look, Relentless didn't even have to use all of their, not even close to all of their utility to take that round off of iNTACT there. I mean, Point Blank has almost every nade left, and the economy is amazing. Almost 16K coming out for a few players there. And look, 16-5 to Point Blank. He's gotten so many 2Ks, man.
Yeah, that two-man spray down in apps, like, you thought iNTACT were doing great because they'd killed 2 players right over there, and then he just, perfect timing, comes out of the window, catches both of them in the back with the spray down. Just really good job from him. I'm seeing some sick entry kills from Relentless 2 with these AKs. Like, their aim is looking fantastic right now, and sometimes that's just enough to shut you down on a team is when the other players are feeling hot. When they're coming around the corner and they're not missing, there's very little you can do. I definitely want to see some more CT use, some more pop flashes coming out from iNTACT to maybe peak some angles. I think they're getting caught out a lot without utility.
Yeah, I think so too. Point Blank is going to get a nice headshot here onto VicX. Headshot, control to this T side, but really interesting round because we do have iNTACT has 3 players alive, but 2 of them are on really low health. They're gonna find a couple guns as they get onto site here. Maybe if they're able to trade a couple out, they're able to trade one. Enfo, he's now alone with an AK. Let's see if he can make it happen. 1 versus 2. He is pushing up through the banana. Delphiki, first oranges. He's gonna peek out, swing. Nice shot from him. Good play there from Relentless. Peeking together, they're able to find exactly where Enfo's coming in from. Find where he is, trade him together. Not, risk that 1 versus 1 scenario, 1 versus 1 versus 1, I should say, scenario that you see so often when players lose those rounds. And God, Relentless is looking really good right now.
They're looking fantastic. I mean, the kills just keep climbing. These score lines are insane. Kai is still managing to do some damage, but unfortunately, it's not enough to win these rounds. You see a lot of players getting 2Ks where it should be traded. The Sandbags player in that round able to pick up 2, rotating to try to retake the site. And that's going to be trouble for you. The Terrorists coming out with, again, this apps aggression that iNTACT hasn't been able to deal with, and the one time they did, they also got punished for it and ended up losing the A site anyway.
It's been really difficult for them. They've been losing one player pretty early on the A site when Relentless has been making these executions. The B site has actually looked pretty good for them when they've tried to make their first entry to the B site, or when Relentless has tried to make their first entry to the B site. iNTACT's actually been able to shut them down pretty handily. However, this A site, the apartment's control has been really nice by Relentless. It's been giving them such a good spread. They've been doing a really good job of leaving somebody toward banana, find that intel, making sure that they don't get pushed through. And now they're finding shots onto Enfo. He doesn't even know where they're coming from. They smoke off the alleyway and they're on toward the arch side, and they're gonna split B here. Enfo, he's able to find one with the AWP. Delphiki, he's had so many entries onto that B bomb site. Headshot for him. Kai and Skull able to find 2 as well. And now, Delphiki, 2 HP. And K-Fed, he's on 100, but 3 players for iNTACT alive.
This seems like a very winnable round. We even have a Kobe. If it can find that 2 HP player, that's a 4th round on the board, certainly. Looks like a little Stewie 2K coming through the smoke, but this is easy to hear. Oh, I like this boost up. Hopefully Skull can catch him, but K-Fed must have heard it, and unfortunately, he's shutting that down. And Enfo is also tagged extremely low. This is looking worse and worse by the second. Time is running out, and K-Fed is in the pit with a cheeky, sneaky, beaky position. Gets Kai instantly traded by Enfo.
Enfo knows where this last guy is. He's going to peek around the B side. He isn't able to get it. Round end music coming out. Delphiki, he makes sure that he's not going to get anything. Gets the AWP kill. He doesn't care if he dies. Just wants to shut down the economy a little bit more. That is devastating for iNTACT.
That burns going into this last round when you could have saved the op if he hit that shot maybe, and the bomb might have killed him anyway, but it still would have helped coming into this round because this is a shoddy buy. 2 shotguns auto and a swag.
Shoddy buy. Don't pun at that. Come on.
It was actually incidental.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, I was just saying shoddy buy, and then I untab and they have 2 shotguns. Completely, I don't know what's going on.
Fast aggression here up toward the B site for Relentless. Not able to find anything through the smoke, but they are pinched, and a couple of Molotovs are able to shut them, sending them back down the way that they came. And that's actually big for iNTACT. They're able to find the shutdown, get a lot of information, and now they're able to make a quick, maybe rotation of 1 player toward the A site, and maybe, get something there. But Relentless is actually being relentless toward the B site this time, sticking all 5 players there.
This is a huge mix-up for them. They've gone for apps control on almost every single gun round of the game. And now you see that iNTACT is afraid to even try any sort of push there. And they are going to have 3 people on B site, but all 5 of Relentless's players are there. This is a nice mix-up for the last round, giving yourself maybe a little bit more of an advantage than you would have had. And now they're catching Imperious, wrapping from Arch as the players enter the B-bomb site.
Enfo, he's able to get 1 headshot, isn't able to find a second. Delphiki and Sway, headshot for him. Imperious able to trade Delphiki, but point blank trades Imperious right back. And now the 3-2 advantage to the T side. We've seen this so many times before. They don't have that much utility. They're not able to smoke off that CT side this time actually. So they actually opt to put 2 players in the dark position and 1 player at new box. Really interesting setup here for Relentless.
And all of the players playing these sneaky angles on the site, I don't think they're going to think that a second one is in dark. And no, they don't. Easy kills coming in. Point blank, able to finish out the half, grabbing a 12th round for his team. This is a dark, dark night, and they need a dark night-like performance if they want to work their way back into this round. The Relentless Agents of Chaos, also known as the Joker, or Jokers, or Joker and Harley. And
well, I mean, honestly,
Harvey Dent.
They're probably 5 Jokers. Harvey, Harley, Dent. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I mean, okay, one thing that I really want to point out that Relentless did amazingly well on their T side is that when they were able to get the bomb down and they didn't have that good of an advantage, maybe a 3 versus 3, or maybe even a 2 versus 3 for them, their post plants were absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, their mix-ups were crazy. I mean, they didn't play the same post plants on B site once when they had a 3-person setup, and every time they were amazing crossfire positions.
And they're using very mature, a very mature style of play to get themselves advantages too, and to even out these man advantages when they do get down in the round. We're into pistol round though. 2 CTs already managing to find kills. That's a 3rd and a 4th. And Skull is the last lonely terrorist, and he has found as well. Not very many trades coming out either. Losing pistol round as well.
Point blank is going nuts, man. Look at this score. He just found 2 or 3 that round. He's 21-6.
He is a madman on a mission. He is holding his gun point blank to the face of iNTACT and saying, "Try me." And unfortunately, they have not been able to thus far, except in 3 lonely rounds. Enfo going fishing with the Deagle, trying to find anything, but I'm afraid that this lake and this stream has run dry.
Yeah, the T side only on pistols, a little bit of armor for them as well. The 17th round looking a little bit grim here for iNTACT. Great buy coming out from Relentless. They were able to spread out their economy really well to shut off aggression. You'll notice that they have the right amount of smokes and Molotovs for the right timings of Inferno, even though it is only the 2nd round of the half. They're able to shut off the early aggression from iNTACT, and even still at a minute 15 left here in the round, they're still, they still have great control and great utility left. And now, Sway, not able to find more than 1 as all the iNTACT players push through the smoke. They're fine 2, and now they actually have B-site control. Let's see what they can do with it as they come out with the full eco.
This kind of reminds me of like watching a player that masses Marines in StarCraft. Real quick. Enfo. Woo! Finds 1, baby boy. Can he find 2? Unfortunately, no. Almost digging deep into that round with some big kills at the Deagle there from the car position. Do we even call that car anymore? Like,
I don't know what we call that. But 6 health on K-Fed is insane. Yeah. He gets the Molotov out onto Imperius. Imperius isn't able to find the spray, and K-Fed and Heretic able to find the kills. They're going to get defused. That was really heartbreaking for iNTACT. It looked like maybe Imperius was able to get that spray down coming out from Nubox, but wow, really close round there.
Combined 24 HP on Relentless. And once again, I mean, this is what I was saying about the Marines in StarCraft and the Death Ball. It's like these guys are just running together as a unit of 5 or 3, or they have these little clusters of players that they're using to just smash like a hammer into the defense, and it's working fantastically well. They're very, very rarely going with unanswered trades, and the counter-terrorists, or the terrorists, when they were on the other half, of course, not able to get the spray downs on multiple people either. It's much harder against those AKs because they do one shot in the head and your guns don't, as CT unfortunately, but now that you're on the terrorist side, I mean, we're barely even going to see an AK.
Yeah, at this point, with only 1 round until they're on map point for Relentless, we're not going to see many gun rounds at all unless iNTACT is able to convert something here. But Heretic, he finds a quick headshot. Imperius is able to trade him out. That's a little bit of an advantage here for iNTACT. We see most of them rotating over toward the A site. This is a desperate scenario for iNTACT. They need to make this retake happen. We see the smokes coming out. We see the plays. They're over toward the wrap side. Will they push through on the arch, or will they choose to execute A? We see them wrap all the way around. They're able to find 1 here on the... Nope, they're not able to find 1. Enfo does actually trade out K-Fed at the end. The rest of them are cleaned up very quickly, and now, map point for Relentless.
Point blank continuing his increasing scoreline, and K-Fed with the moves, stepping up as well, 18 and 9. That's impressive. Fairly even kills coming out on the iNTACT side. It's just not enough trades and not enough duels won. You had too many rounds where you were economically starved and just didn't really have a chance. I mean, I'd love to know. They probably only had like 5 or 6 gun rounds on their entire CT side or T side.
Yeah, we'll have to actually count after the game, and we'll actually see how many gun rounds they had, because it wasn't many at all. I mean, after that first heartbreaking loss, K-Fed, amazing 3K, 4K through the smoke onto iNTACT, and that will close out the game. But what I was highlighting is that the gun rounds, I mean, were so sparse there for iNTACT. We maybe had 6 rounds total on the CT side, and not even one full gun round on the T side there.
Absolutely. And why, when the demo ended, did Counter-Strike shut down?
Well, I mean,
That's
we can
the
get it back
question I have
up
to
when we
ask.
go on break. It's not that big of a deal.
We can.
The thing is, yeah,
we get a break.
Yeah, we do get a break. We don't have to go straight into it. We can.
I want.
We can take a break.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was absolute. Just
Well, let's do some justice and-
ridiculous, crazy play coming out there from Relentless.
Yeah, and I do want to say, like, I mean, I felt like Relentless there was just a team that was playing with fundamentals. They were hitting entries. They were using utility really well. They played post plants really well. Like, I did not see any mistakes coming out from them, which is insane. I mean, for like, I don't expect to see teams not make mistakes ever. Like, I see pro teams all the time make mistakes. Like, watching E-League today, I saw plenty of teams as pro teams making mistakes. And so that's just super frustrating, probably to play against, too. Because, like, you're like, I'm doing my best. Like, I'm aiming with my gun. I'm point and shoot. I'm throwing nades. Nothing's working out for me.
And, yeah, the thing was, economy being so poor for the CT side is horrible on Inferno in particular. I mean, Inferno is so important to have nades on, because you only have to shut off so many angles that you need to make sure they're shut off. And with that in mind, iNTACT not able to get anything rolling the whole time, and just a frustrating game after that first heartbreaking round that they lost there after their first two pistol rounds were really nice from them, actually. And then after that turnaround, I felt like their hearts were just on the floor after that first round there, and then from there it just turned into a snowball.
Yeah, it's like 5 T rounds, reset, like win a round, like just lose, and just like
it's a different world if they
time,
if they don't get reset there.
Yeah, and like, so you basically blink, and all of a sudden, instead of being up 2-0, you're down 8-3, and you're like, wait, what happened to my life? What happened to this match? And unfortunately, not able to start anything on the T side, losing pistol there, and just not able to claw your way back. So that's a pretty hard loss to take. And let's hope that. Well, so they did make iNTACT did make roster changes. We will be casting with 2 new players in this next match. Quick 5-minute break. We'll be coming right back at you guys with more awesome, bloody Counter-Strike.
5 minutes.